Right, welcome to King Space Podcast, where we have authentic reasoning and unfiltered perspective. Today's guest, we've got legendary sound man, coach, father, friend, brethren, infa, on the podcast. Secondly, we've got Benji Unitone Hype, another sound man, very flamboyant individual, you know? So today's reasoning is, we've come here to reason about being a father. Now, being a father is my favorite thing to do. It's my greatest achievement in life. You get me? So today I just want to touch on some topics like what challenges do we face as a father, and that can be anything, whether it's from, the community, whether that may be from, the kids, other fathers as well. So I just want to touch on some topics and just to kind of, influence the younger generation of fathers coming up who not in their 40s like us, and you get me, and probably got a more level ahead. So, Emma, we'll start with info. What challenges do you face as a father, regardless of what that challenge may be, whether it's getting from football game to football game, whichever? We just want
it's ongoing, obviously. Obviously, I've got 3 kids, Andre, Delano, and Rain. One of the key things is obviously being at a different stage in your life where you are with different kids. So, for example, obviously being a young father with Andre, it was cool that you could have your dad on the same football pitches, you and compete in the same games and stuff. Rain's not going to get that. No. I'm doing already. I'm doing already. So from that perspective, that was different, obviously, us being closer in age. At the same time, Rain benefits more from me being a more mature individual, more experienced, financially better off, so better benefits and stuff. So obviously I just took Rain to Grenada this summer on a family holiday, and when I was a younger parent with Andre, those things just simply weren't possible. Delano's kind of in the middle, so he's at the kind of in the balance, and again, we'll use us as celebrity for an example in terms of Beckham with his kids. The role totally different. Do you know what I mean? And somebody that's got multiple children, know yourself, so you can say you've had your first child, you made me say, I've cracked it now, and then you go on to the second one, different personality, different challenges, it's apologies, should have put on silent. Don't make a mistake. Obviously, again, it's ever evolving. It's ever evolving, ever changing, and just when you think you've got it right, still going to again.
And the same thing as a dad as well. Like I'll get up today and think, I'm the best dad in the world, and then my kids always humble me with some simple little things. You get me, and you think, back to the drawing board again. You get me? Let's try again. So I understand where you're coming from being younger to now being an older dad. Obviously, I've been a young dad because I've been a dad since I was 17. So I understand where you're coming from in that perspective. Oh, my boss, what are your challenges?
Challenges for me. A young dad, innit? 19, 20, first child. Got 3 children. 3 different women. So that in itself was a challenge, having children in different homes, you know what I mean? Therefore. It's a challenge getting together at the same time. Obviously being a young dad as well. 2 girls, 1 boy. Girls are a challenge. You just got daughters. So
God bless them.
So the girls, it can be a challenge,
Definitely.
Very vibrant and.
So do you find, obviously I've got girls and boys, so do you find that you parent differently girls? This was going to be a question for later on, but seeing as you're on the topic now, do you find you're a different father to your girls than you are to your son?
Do you know what? My first child was my daughter, innit? So I probably was a little bit harder on her. I'm gonna be honest, I probably was a little bit harder. So I was a new dad, innit? And we never got no money, we never got no book. Do you know what I mean? We just got thrown into this. You know what I mean?
Just bad in it.
So we just that was it. I never grew up with no dad.
I
grew up with grandparents and stuff like that. So you know what I mean? So I feel like, I was probably a little bit harder with her. So then obviously it filters down, so probably the last one got it a little bit easier, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So having a dad growing up, do you think that made you a different dad? Or that made you more zoned in?
100%.
Because for me, I think that did that for me.
Yeah.
You get me? Because obviously I was raised with my mum, my mum's husband, you get me? He did everything, you get me? He was a dad, I call him dad, you get what I'm saying? But I felt like my dad, you never had him, you get me? So when I became a dad, it was more like, I zoned in on this. This is what I want to do, you get me? Because I had 4 youths by the time I was 21. You get me? So it was a very challenging time for me. You get what I mean? And bringing them together and making sure that everybody knows each other, making sure that, you have a sister named Lily, you know, so if you go to such and such a place and you hear the name Lily, investigate and, is this my sister, is it blah, 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 blah. So those are my challenges as a dad, is getting them together. And obviously having them in multiple homes as well. That was mega challenging in regards to like financial wise, because at one point, because I've got 3 baby moms just like you, and my money was going into 4 households because I was living on my own. You get me? So that was like a massive thing to deal with. And then it came to a stage where like I need to get this under one roof kind of thing. Because they were coming at weekends, but then when they left after the weekend, I was lonely, fam. Like, I need my youth, and then eventually, obviously my situation happened and my youth ended up with me. So that was like, mega thing for me. But leading up to that, and even now we're facing challenges, because challenges never stop. It never ever stop. You get me? Do the old man also find that the bigger that they're getting, the more challenging that they are?
Different challenges.
That's
Different
challenges. I won't say more challenges. Different challenges.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're at that age where I know they feel like they probably want to challenge you more. Where before you could just speak to them and say, look, this is this, that's what's happening, that's what we're doing.
Raise your voice.
Who you talking to? That kind of ways. Now it's more like, they feel like because man are 21, 26, they feel they can... Well, my eldest is 26. I mean, my they feel like they can more... Which they're always in their rights to question, and you know what I mean, because at that age now, they can question and sit down and have a good reason with you as a parent, you know what I mean? Sometimes they can kind of overstep the mark a little bit, you know what I mean? Where it's like, don't forget me, I'm not your friend, you know, I'm your daddy, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But yeah, but that's also something that I find as well. Like when we were younger, I felt like we were raised on fear. So it's like we had questions, but we then ask it, or even if we did ask it, it was a beating at the end of the question. You get what I'm saying? Which I find now with my kids, they're just bold and they just ask me anything. You get me? And at first I took it disrespectfully because obviously I was going off what I know. You get me? Out there you question me, I'm your dad, because that's what I would have got. You get me? But as I progressed and became a dad, I found that it's not about you, bro. Because outside of them being my kids, they're their own people as well. So they're going to make choices and decisions that I may not necessarily agree with, but I have to do my best to accommodate. You get what I'm saying? Or try to see it from their perspective. And that's the challenge I face now when, now that they're older, it's like even one-to-one time, because even as big as they are, they still want one-to-one time with you.
Oh, definitely.
You get me? Like I went to Amsterdam the other day with my son, because both our birthdays and neither of us could decide what we wanted to do. So we said, let's go to Amsterdam, and we went, and it's like I got to know him again. Like a different kid.
When you're in different environments as well, that can definitely change the banter and the conversation and the stuff with them. Like I took Delano to a dancehall episode in Spain, was it?
Spain, I think it was.
A couple of years ago, and it's just different. Yeah, it is. So I can relate to what you're saying in terms of when you're saying you went away to Amsterdam with Carol, and it's just obviously you and him, and I can hear that.
Well, just me and him. We was having conversations like, because I've had him since he's lived with me since he was, I think he was 8, going on 9 years old. Okay. And he was telling me stuff that was going on at home before living with me, which was never a conversation we had before. Yeah. And I thought that was like, like he's never spoke to me like this before, because obviously now he's working, I'm working, trying to run a business. We just kind of pass each other in passing. You're right, Dad. Yeah, man. You're right, Cairo. Yeah, man. Boom. But going to Amsterdam was like, he was there on me all the time. You get me? He didn't leave me. And I one of the time I went over there and had too much of the rare and ended up being sick everywhere. You get me? And the way that he was caring and the way that he looked after me, it was kind of like I saw a different side to him altogether. So I think coming back now, being back when we came back to the UK, it's like me and him was like, it's like we're different. It's like we're more than just father and son. You get what I'm saying?
But it's good though. It's good to have that kind of friendship as well with your son, because I think for me growing up, I didn't really. Well, obviously with my dad around, but with my mum, there wasn't really a friendship there. Do you know what I mean? You're my mum, innit? Do you know what I mean? But I think it's good to have that friendship and be able to sit down and come and just kind of speak about anything. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, because I find as a parent as well, like you get so locked in paying the bills and making sure the lights are kept on and making sure people get to football practice and making sure people get here or there, and you just get lost in the zone and you feel like I don't actually know these youths too tough. You get me? So exactly. So that's why my younger ones now, I try to invest in them. But you know, them I turn 12, 13. I don't really want par with that. Them I think that cool no more and rare. So I try to keep up with them as much as I can. You get me? And I felt like being a young dad enabled me to be able to be like that with them. Like my 21-year-old daughter, we're relating to the same kind of music. You get me? The same kind of dress sense, even though them think them can dress better than me, but me can dress better than them. You know that already. You get me? You get me? So I think now they're just uniform, innit? Everybody in Montrex, everybody in New Balance, which I think when we were growing up, it was more of we wanted to be different. We wanted to stand out from the crowd, you get me? I don't want to come in a party and you've got the same shirt as me on, you get me? Which nowadays is kind of acceptable amongst them. So yeah, those are my challenges. You know what I mean? And the other topic I want to jump on is how has becoming a father changed you? Because I became a father quite young, at 17. So when everybody was going to hot Saturdays and everybody was doing all of them things there, I was locked down. I was in the yard, I was changing nappies. And that was from the age of 17 to 19, 21, you get me? Because then I ended up living on my own. I didn't live with none of the kids' mum, so I had a little bit more freedom, so I was going to a bit more parties. So I think that changed me, and a lot of my peers at that time, some of them ended up in jail, a couple of them ended up under the ground, a couple of them ended up on the road, you get me? Which when I came out of that 17 to 19 to 21, I was like I had more responsibilities, so it was like I weren't making those stupid choices or doing them stupid things. It was more of, right, how am I going to become a better dad, or how am I going to be there for my youth? So how did that change your guys becoming a father? Start with you, Benji.
Do you know what, I'll be honest with you, when I had my first child, I knew I had a responsibility. But like I said, I was only young, so I didn't fully know what that responsibility meant. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? But I knew I had a child and I knew I had to be a dad. I had to be there, that's all I knew. I knew I had to be there. Yeah. Obviously at the same time I was still young, 19, 20, running up and down partying and playing basketball and doing whatever doing, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, it did change, man. Mm. But I think I more changed when I had my second and third child. Right, okay. So I was 24 then. Yeah. So I think that's where I'm more mature, a little bit more mature, you know what I mean? I was in a stable job then. I was more like, you know what? I've got 3 children now. Mm-hmm. I really need to buckle down and show these kids what it is to be a dad. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. Yeah. So yeah. Definitely.
To be brutally honest, I don't think fatherhood did change me. And the reason is because of that is the circumstances and the support network that I was in. And around me. What I mean by that is, obviously I was with Andrea, who was older than me, and obviously I got with her when Andrea, and she'd been Andrea's mum for 3 years, because obviously Andrea and we got together. Yeah. So they already had a system and a network. And I just joined into it. Whereas a lot of parents, women mainly, right, I'm pregnant now, I can't do this, and have to change obviously for the situation that they're in. Andrew's parents really supportive. My dad still supports me massively to this day. So it was rare that I was a situation that I can't go and do A because of Andre. So the only thing, and it's a minor thing, is that when I think Andre suffered in junior football, because when he was like 13 or 14 and he was playing for Sheffield Sixers and stuff, he didn't have his dad on the side on a regular basis because his dad was still playing.
Yeah.
So that was a disadvantage of what you call, again, same way with Delano, and because of the support network as from partners as well, obviously Andrea being Delano and Andre's mum, and then obviously Claudine being Rain's mum, very efficient individuals and stuff, etc. So if I'm going during the weekend, alright. If I'm going to play in a football tournament, it was never a problem. So it's not even much a credit to myself, it's a credit to the environment that I was in. My parents, Andrea's parents, and both Claudine and Andrea as baby moms, if we're going to call them that, in terms of them being efficient and stuff, where no, you're not going to such and such because there was very little blockades or you can't go and do that because of stuff. It was more okay, so okay, we'll make it work. So I did benefit massively because of that.
See, when I was growing up, it was about the village. It was about the uncles and the aunties and the cousins and the stuff like that. And I feel like we're living in a time now where the village is disrupted now. It's like when I was younger and if I misbehave and my mom's friend next door come and say, yo, you know, say Jason do X, Y, and Z and rare, my mother would beat me or the neighbor would beat me and then my mother beat me. So I feel like now we're living in a time where if you go to pull a parent, I mean, not such as me and you get me, but if you pull certain parents and say, oh, your child's done this, everybody jumps on the defensive. And nobody's looking at, you know, we're literally trying to help you with everybody's trying to fight. And I feel like that's missing. You get me? So how important do you feel like the village, I mean, I know how important the village is, but I want to get your perspective on the village, you know, how important that village is to bring us up.
It's very important, very, very important, because for me, especially for me growing up, the area that I grew up in, like, I knew when I left out my house or I left out my grandparents' house, if I did something, I knew I'd probably get a beating or get a lick for if I did something that was out of order or out of place. I'm getting cussed or I'm getting licked from somebody in the community. Do you know what I mean? And then it's getting back home, like you said.
That's it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Things have changed now, innit? Everyone's become more individualised. They're just dealing with their family home or their child. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's sort of like I'm going to defend my child no matter what. You don't tell me nothing about my child. I'll look after mine and you look after yours. It's kind of that kind of thing now, innit?
Yeah. It's not good.
No,
I think the environments are different. It'll be different as well because I think, like for example, if I know Jason, aka Jigger, aka Gravel Blast, and I know I've got a certain relationship and one of his kids steps out of line, it's about me feeling comfortable to tell Ashani about her backside, or to tell Josiah Ray, or to tell Jason such and such. So because we're all cool or good with each other, we know, and I can hear you barking at Delano, and he can turn around and I can just say, do you know what I mean? It'd be the same if it was Uncle Philip or if it was. So again, it's making sure that network's good in terms of we're comfortable to do those things. If me and you don't get on now, and me you don't part, or me you've not got a relationship, and Delano or Ray steps out of line and you bark, because me and you've not got a relationship, my reaction is going to be, where you go? Or do you know what I mean? What you're doing? You can't speak to my you like that. We've not got that. You know, do you know what I mean? So ultimately, there's a responsibility on us adults and parents to have a network and to be calm with each other, so that we can help parent each other, each other's kids and stuff. Obviously, I've got a massive benefit in terms of when I'm coaching kids and stuff. So I'm coaching them from a football environment. But then when one of the kids steps out of line, because I've got a seniority over them in football. 100%. So again, it's all about relationships, isn't it? And little communities inside our community, just keeping them connected. But if there's not a relationship and there's not a community and somebody outside that tries to parent your child, it's like you've not got that credit score to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's also letting like the younger ones know, or so for instance, like because we're still out there doing our thing musically.
Yeah.
That next generation has kind of grown up now, aren't they? So they're kind of in the clubs as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of so we've seen them. We've seen a lot of them from growing up. Do you know what I mean? And then they're now in the clubs and that. The more time I always stop them and say, "Oh, you're such and such a son, innit? Or you're such and such a daughter, innit?" So it's just making them know. Do you know what I mean? I know your dad. I know your mom. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying anything. They've done anything wrong in the but I'm just letting you know I'm aware of who your parents are. You're such and such as niece or nephew. Do you know what I mean? So. You know,
Taking time with Infa, because me and Infa spend a lot of time inside the football pitch, and he's been supportive in relation to Shawnee. She's quit football now, but that's a different thing with me and I worry about. But you get me. But I remember we was at training one night. We was at Fairvale. Shawnee wasn't doing something. I think she wasn't running, and I heard and I was on the sideline. I think I was talking to Tisha or one of them, and I heard Infa say, "Shawnee, if you're not gonna run, get off the pitch. Don't think because your dad's here, I'm not gonna treat you any different." And she looked at me, and I'm like, "Well, why are you looking at me? I brought you to football. You're his problem for an hour. Yeah. So if you're not doing what he's doing, I've given him that authority to say, yo, X, Y, and Z. And I would hope, not even hope, but I know that if any of my youth them step out of line on the road and Infa see them, I'm getting a phone call or Infa's dragging them in his car and he's taking them on. Vice versa, the same with you. You get what I mean? And I feel like it's important that we know our kids, because when we were growing up, I knew you, I knew who your parents was, and blah, blah, blah. But because of this lonesomeness nowadays, it's like when me and you went to the Black and Gold party, we didn't know that our daughters were friends and went to the same school. You get what I'm saying? And I even said that to you in the club, like, why don't I know that your daughter and my daughter went to the same school? Why don't we know that our daughters are friends? You get what I'm saying? So I feel like us as parents now, and I don't know how you do it in this day and age, because obviously things and times change. Nobody not really outside. I play a marble and a kickball on roadside again. Everybody in one cage somewhere, and you get what I'm saying?
It's a bit harder, you know, bro.
So it's a little bit difficult. But I'm saying is like, I feel like that's so important to know, because if, say, all right then, so there was an incident not long ago with a Shawnee and a couple of girls from school, and there was a boy involved in the situation. Now, the boy's parent went to school and he went there kicking off, basically. So then when I found out, I knew who the boy's mum was. I knew the dad. You get me? So what I did then was I got phone numbers and I just did a video call, and there were 4 of us on the phone. You get me? And I spoke to the dad who went to the school, and I'm like, but when you go to the school and behave like that, my youth see you behaving like that, your youth see you behaving like that, what does that do for us as a community then? How are we helping them? How are we making them any better? You get me? And then the other dads was on the phone as well, and we all kind of got into an emotional vibe on the phone where the man them were like, rah, dog, like I didn't even know that with your daughter, you know? And I'm like, I didn't even know that with your son. Why don't we know it? Same situation as what me and you. So I feel like that is just so massively important that we try and, you know, make sure that the youth them know each other.
Back in the day, there were a lot more things where parents and children were there. If you understand what I mean, there were a lot more like your music and songs.
Yeah, kids were less independent.
There were play schemes, and there were a lot more things where our children were interacting.
Interacting with each other,
Do you know what I mean?
Like All Saints Days, Youth Club Days.
Yes.
There were
a lot more where we would know. Carnivals, just little things like we'd see a man turning up with his youth, so a woman turning up with their kids. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
See that. We don't see that as much anymore. So sometimes you might see a friend or see a person you know, and you don't even know you had kids.
It's amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, for example, it's gonna kill me. But anyway, Dominique's got is it a cousin or a brother? Dominique's son plays for the under sevens, and a brother. Is it a brother? I think it's a brother. One of Captain Morgan's kids anyway. Plays for the under 8s, and they turned up on football training and it was like, I didn't know you can play, man. Do you know what I mean? So that's one of the things I do love about the football club and the football team, in terms of it brings what they call it kids together. Even if they're not even the same age group, just knowing that they're part of the same clique, turning up in the green shirts and stuff. Yeah, so again, communities inside communities, trying to keep everybody connected.
Yeah, man. Like I think football is where I made some good friendship in football. Like even when Ashani moved on to play JPL, I was rubbing shoulders with dentists and farmers, and man, I turned up in a Tesla, and man, I turned up in a. You get what I'm saying? So it was nice, and that was a community in itself. So when I go to Doncaster, I've got a whole different community of people that is not in my regular day-to-day life. But if I go there, they're there. You get me, and with me open the club and the different network. You get me, and I found that quite appealing. And like I went through some difficult times while still there, and these people was supportive because the things that I was worried about, these people like, why are you worried about that? You get what I'm saying? It's calm. So then that made you look at life from a whole different perspective where you say, the things that I'm worried about is not even worth worrying about. You get me? There's bigger fish to fry and all them kind of things there. You get me? So that's why I felt like, that's why I did this. Because I felt like we're not conversating enough as men. You get what I'm saying? Like we hide our emotions and we don't express our emotions and we keep it in. Enough man turn to the buckle, enough man turn to drugs, enough man turn to even killing themselves. You get what I'm saying? Because we're not spending enough time as men talking about things. Cause if I'm going through certain things, I'm not going to ring Benji because, boy, Benji might ridicule me, Benji might say me I move like me a girl, And you get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to ring you, but...
let's fix up, man. I'm worried about that for my
This is what I'm saying.
It really is a serious thing, and it's playing on your mental.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. So I think something like this, what we've started here, you get me, and obviously you man at the first part of it, you get me, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day because I know I'm not busy, man. You get me? I know that y'all are busy, so I appreciate y'all coming out and just giving me the strength, to kind of just be able to do this, man. And just want to know that I appreciate y'all, man, yeah. And I'm proud of you as a dad, I'm proud of you as a dad, and you've helped me to, you get me, get to places in life. When I didn't have a car. You think Sean is missing a game? If Infa can't get him, Scotch is going to come and get her. Somebody's going to come and get her. You get what I mean? And that's what I rate about Infa. And that's... Oh, God, man. Oh, God, man. Every time I said to him, I said, bro, don't you sleep? You get me? You do everything. Yeah, DJ. You get me? But that's admirable. You get me? But how many people are seeing him and saying, not even say how many people, like, because I know enough of the mothers will say, oh, Infa, I'm proud of you. But how many times us as men looking at our brother and say, yo, dog, I'm proud of you, dog. Well done, you get me? Because you know that word proud, fam, it goes a long way. It goes a massive way, yeah. My son Jason, the youngest one, I was going through a little bit of a rough patch in September. I say rough patch, but, a little bit of mishap, life is life, whatever. Good and bad days. And I remember I sat on the sofa and he said to me, he says, what's up with you, dad? And I'm like, nothing, man. And he's like, oh, you worried about that thing, innit? Why are you worried about it for? You always tell me not to worry. You get me? So stop worrying, man. Just get up and go. And that one thing I was worrying about, that's one conversation that I had with him. A couple of hours later, I got a phone call. Situation resolved. You get me? And when I was going to do what I was doing, I brought him along with me. And you get me? And he says, where we going down? And I'm like, yo, we're going to get that thing. And he's like, see, that I told you, innit? What are you worried about? What are you worried about? But you get so caught up in being this dad and this superhero for these kids. It's like, it's a simple thing more time, you get me? That thing, but I just, like I said, man, I just want y'all, man, to know that I appreciate y'all, man, and I appreciate y'all being there, and you get what I'm saying?
Appreciate you doing this platform, it's good, man.
Yeah. I feel like it's a platform, so I want to get more of the man them on, you get me? So we can talk, obviously we're going to be having different topics at different times, you get me? But I felt like I wanted to start with this topic because this is me, this is what I do day to day. You get me? Like, I've got 6 youths, 3 different moms, but everybody live under one roof.
The biggest thing what I was thinking about at the beginning when we were just talking about this, and obviously the topic is the understanding of when you look at your parents and similar situations, that the way they dealt with you. Obviously why we didn't like it or we didn't agree with it or etc. And even to this day we still might not agree, but we now understand.
Yeah,
sure. We now understand. So that is definitely one of the biggest things for me from a parent perspective in terms of some of the mistakes my dad made. And I'm like, how? What was you? And then like can't contemplate. But then as we're sitting as a big tough age of 40, it's like, okay, fair enough.
I know when I was, like I said, my first child, it was, I think I mirrored how my mum kind of parented me. So it was kind of a bit more harsh and, do you know what I mean? It was just Because that's what I thought. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying. I won't say she parented wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just how she was parented. She parented me.
That's what she knew.
That's what she knew.
Different.
That's what she knew as a single parent.
Yeah,
You know what I
the
mean?
environment that she's in.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't easy. Blah blah. Do you know what I mean? So I was very much the same. Do you know what I mean? Just very much. You know?
Yeah.
This is it. That's it. Do this. Don't want to hear nothing rare. Do you know what I mean?
Don't chat back.
Don't chat back. Do you know what I mean? Stop. You know. Just eat it. What do you mean not like
That's it. Yeah.
Eat it.
That's it.
What do you mean it's how blow it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you kind of you grow up more, and you're around other parents as well.
True.
Other friends have got kids, and you're around other women and other people, you know, other family members, and you see like their parents, and you're thinking, wow, maybe I'm not coming to okay, you know, like, so what do you like then? You know what I mean? Because when you think about it, us as adults, we don't like every food, do we? Do you know what I mean? There's some things we just genuinely don't like. So we believe, because we've cooked it, you must eat it. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it was for me as well. Do you know what I mean? Mum's cooked it. She's cooked liver. I don't like liver. Nyam. Do you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? Well, so obviously with the other ones, it was a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, credit to the parents, so credit to their mums as well. Do you know what I mean? I learned a lot from my baby mothers. Do you know what I mean? A lot from Sean and Angela. Do you know? I learned a lot from them. They had different style of parenting. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? They were very good. And they were like, Benji, you have to be so harsh, man. Like that, and I'm like,
Because the woman are meant to be softer, innit?
yes.
Yeah, man. No, but I think, because when you talk about your mom, I hear my mom.
Yes.
Straight. You get me. If there's something I wanted as a kid, just go to dad straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Your mom is approaching.
Yeah. So again, it can be a balance, man. It can be a balance. Different scenarios, different situations, different personalities as parents as well.
Yeah.
That's it. But what I find is like growing up and getting the beats that I got and the disciplinarian that I got, I feel like it's made me the man I am today.
100%.
100% made me the man I am
Remember,
today.
there's no dad. Remember, for my mom as well, you know, raising two boys.
Single mom.
Single mom.
Madness.
4 years apart, my brother, very little vibrant little boys fighting. My brother fight every day, you know. Every day we fight, man. Just look at the two hard and start fighting.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean?
So
I'm about to deal with that. We're two boys on their own, so she's got to kind of teach us how to be a man as well, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, you know what I mean? And my uncle, so, do you know what I mean? I did have positive role models, male role models around me, do you know what I mean? To look up to. Well, there was no dad there. But obviously, mum's got to be. She's got to be the loving, caring mum, and she's got to be the harsh dad. That's teaching you how to be a responsible young boy who's going to turn into a young man.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? But so at the time, I'm thinking, yo, I remember growing up thinking, my mother hates me.
Me too, fam. Me too.
This woman wants to kill me, and she hates me. Do you know what I mean? That's how, because these licks she's giving me and this beating I'm getting, you know. Yo, I'm thinking, this woman, she has to hate me.
She has to, yeah.
Because I'm going to school and I'm speaking to random kids at school like Little John, and I'm saying, John said, no, I don't get hit. Man, I'm supposed to have noticed that. Or gives me time out, or she grounds me.
If I don't want that meal, I just get.
Mom just said, go and have a sandwich, you know. We didn't have that.
Didn't have that.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, I have to give her credit.
Yeah, of course, definitely. But the
thing about that is real. They don't know any different.
No.
They parent us the same way they got parent. But the difference with our generation, like our age group of parents, is we had internet came into our lives, and we had like MSN, and we had the compact computer. So we had outside influences. Like you said, you were going around to Tom's yard. When I was growing up, I think I could go to nobody's yard.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Work, home, church.
You're mad,
School,
bro.
home, church, bro.
School. These are the conversations you're having at school.
Yeah.
Come on, no. Oh, mum, such.
You can't even tell mum that.
I don't know what live there. We have got people here. Do you know what I mean?
I like the fact you bring that up. What did you do with your kids? Did you let them have sleepover?
No. No sleepovers.
I bullied that up because obviously, like for example, obviously, when me and Andrew were together, there's a post on social media where there's a picture where basically there was probably 7 or 8 man them, like 6 7, just pizza box, PlayStation, or this, that, and the other. in a living room where they basically just had a sleepover, you get me? And the pause said, and the woman came in, the mom like come in or whatever, and she said, there'd be some women that would frown upon this, I'm paraphrasing, basically wouldn't like it because, yeah, sleepover and mash up the sofa then, etc. And what she was saying that better this than I could sort of know where you are, rather than you in Oscar Fort Park or such and such doing etc. Blah blah. And that's where me and Andrew also used to butt heads because obviously with Delano and his friend, I used to every week after football, I like you sleeping over, let them party, get me, etc. Yeah. So from that perspective, Delano was like, my dad's the best, you know what I mean?
But don't get me wrong, you know, if someone like Info now came to me or you came to me and said, yo, why are you, they're friends, they play football together, I'm having a little sleepover. Yeah, cool, I know you, do you know what I mean? I know you. But some random, coming up from school and say some random guy.
Can I stop with Steve?
Steve who? Steve who? Where's he getting a phone call from Steve? This was the worst one. This beat his phone in my phone. Can you worry? Can your son stay over at mine?
The only thing is Steve always live on the other side of town.
Always live on the other side of town.
Well, for me, I kind of carried on that tradition. I'm not gonna lie. I never used to sleep over.
No, that's just my daughters.
I got no girls.
Bro, it will happen.
Even when my daughters come home and say, Dad, can such and such come and stay at our house for a sleep? No. They're not even sleeping at my house.
No, let them sleep over.
Let them sleep at theirs.
It's baby steps in it. Can they come and play? Yeah. Can they come for dinner? Yeah.
They can come for half an hour.
My excuse was, I didn't even have space for Uni in the house. Never mind if you have space for somebody else. And then my other favorite line was, where them have a feed them yard where you have a year one. Me have PlayStation, me have TV, me have food. Where you at? Because this was the exact line my mom used to tell me. Fam, if I even open my mouth and tell my mother, say, me want to sleep, I probably get 2 licks. And my mom's telling me, so where your friend have a female yard where we not have our yard?
Remember, I grew up with my grandparents as well, you know. Yeah. So they're old school.
Yeah, old school, yeah.
So I go home and I said to my granddad, can I stay at David's house?
No, not really.
And my granddad was always take a little pause and sit back and say, oh, you love God people also. And the sons, love God people also, I've never been. You know.
It's almost like if you wanted that flex, it was cousins only.
Yeah, definitely.
Cousins, you get me. Can I go stop at Phillips? Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And vice versa.
Yeah. Because we had big families, so we had I had a lot of cousins. Do you know what I mean? So to be quite honest with you, grandma's house, mum's house was always full of some kind of cousins and one bag around me. Do you know what I mean? So it was alright like that. Do you know what I mean? It was alright like that.
Definitely.
I was a Bali picnic, you know.
I was as well, you know.
I was a Bali picnic.
I was as well.
One time, them came go on a school trip, and they had to bring. Most I went to the trip about after school, so we got there for about 4. Worlow Farm, one place called Worlow Farm.
Yeah, I know Worlow Farm.
We got there for about 4 o'clock after school. By 7, the teacher had to bring me home.
Be about it.
When they said, when you get in the shower now, time for bed, I said, bed where? Who? I said, shower. Bed who? No, that's before my mama bring me home. So the sleep out thing wasn't.
I used to cry that much, yeah. Them used to call me Debbie Big Data. You get me? Because my mom, I know, you know Jamaicans, innit? You never be called by your right name. So my mom's original name is Sophia, innit? But they call my mom Debbie. And because of my whole heap of crying, fam, they used to call me Debbie Big Data, brother. Yeah. Fam, I was not afraid of crying, fam. Every little thing my ball, bro. Every little thing my ball, brother.
Brother, I think that's why I got beat. My mom used to beat me for that as well, you know?
So your mother beat you for your ball, and then get beaten and then you ball again.
I wake up in the morning for school. My mom said, how come you got your socks on you? Brother, my ball. You know, I just cried for the fact I was balling.
That was the only thing where mom was the more, what you call it.
Yeah.
As if what are you crying for now? Where does it hurt? And I'm like, it's in the eye. Where is it crying?
Yo, we was bad. And my youngest daughter, she kind of had that little bit, she had that trait. My son, no, my eldest daughter, no, but my youngest daughter, yeah.
So for me, I've got parents I've got kids to multiple moms, innit?
Yeah.
So how do you find co-parenting when no longer with your child's mom?
The situation with Rain's mom sometimes have its challenges. It's great, so for example, Rain's got a nut allergy. So the other weekend, it was a kid's birthday, and they went to Leeds. Now, me being me, I was like, yeah man, go on, you get me, because I have kids all the time for football, etc., blah, 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 blah. And then a couple of days later, she dropped me a message and she goes, why was raining in Leeds? And I'm thinking, he's gone to, I've sent with a parent, he plays football with his kid, what's the issue? And I've automatically got on defensive, you get me? And she goes, why was he in Leeds? And he goes, it was mate's birthday. And I didn't say it, but my brain's saying, and what? And she's like, and then she said after that, do they know that he's got a nut allergy? And I was like, yeah, of course he knows he's got a nut allergy. And she was thinking to herself, you never took his EpiPen, because obviously if he's not local, do you know what I mean? We took him out of port, and she said, what did she say? I think she said no, she said notes for next time. But Carl forgot and he's super defensive. I heard note for next time. So I was like, what's wrong with you? And she was like, she didn't say it, but I could hear her voice saying, take a breath. Yeah. It was note for next time. Yeah. So I'm not saying that you can't go out and go to the I'm not saying that you can't, what you call it, etc. But he's got a nut allergy. Yeah. Make sure he's got his pen, you know what I mean? And I was like, alright.
And she's got a valid point.
But it was the same energy for when I took him to Grenada. Right? So you sending your picnic across the other side of the planet. She wanted to make sure so she was like, so who's going? And I thought that was is Saudi going with you? You get me? Right. And so I'm automatically thinking, I also got defensive again, and it was no, because you're always forgetting everything. You've got Benji ringing you about this dance, you've got Fingy ringing you about football, etc. I want to know there's another responsible adult that's going to make sure he's got, do you know what I mean, etc. So there's a couple of scenarios where on me, do you know what I mean?
But I think that's what we do as men. I don't know, like what you're saying, I feel like I do the same thing as well. There's been times where I've jumped on the high horse and been all defensive, like you're questioning me as a dad, and I don't question you, so why are you questioning me? You know, when you sit back and take a deep breath and look back at what they're saying, they're just trying to, just being a caring parent.
But also, honestly, and this will happen in some sense, there has been, or there will always, not always be, until you build that credit score, there can be that I don't want X round with pit then, so etc. So because of that energy's been there previously in the past, we always think that's the thing straight away. And it's like, no. Just making sure he's got a nut allergy. Do you know what I mean? So
like say I had 3 children, 3 different homes. So it was the last 2 baby mothers. It wasn't really that challenging. Like as I say, like getting the kids together or it wasn't that challenging there. The challenge probably came from the first one. Yeah. Obviously, it stopped me from seeing the child for a little while. Do you know what I mean? So
that's rough.
See that's for me. Like so my 2 eldest girls. I think Lily was turning 2, and then my second eldest, I didn't meet her till she was 19 months old. Okay. And it's mad, because the night when I met her, my mum picked me up in the back of the car, and she just jumped on me and gave me the biggest hug and the biggest squeeze. Remember, I've not met this picnic before, you know. And she gave me the biggest wettest. I had to wipe my mouth after, fam. Lele water everywhere. You get what I'm saying? But it was an instant connection. Like, I know this man. I've never seen this man, but I know this man. And then we went back to her mum's house and I bathed him and made food and whatever, and we chilled and whatever. But she just kind of just homed in on me. Now, that affected me massively though, not having my child around. Like, fam, I cried, I cussed. It made me angry inside. It made me a horrible, when I say a horrible person, it made me I never listened to nobody. I didn't want to hear nothing what you got to say. You get me? And it was, even when my mum was talking, it's like, I'm not hearing this right now because I'm not seeing my youth, you know, and there's nothing you can do to help me to see my youth, you know. So unless you can go and get my youth and bring my youth to me, don't even chat to me. You get me? And that made me horrible. That made me like, even with women. You get what I'm saying? Because I used my experience there judge what I went through going forward with other interactions with women, which was probably not a good thing to do. But as you're human being, in it, so you can only live what you learn, kind of thing. But as I got older now, I've realized that he did was some like a foolishness still. But it made me the man I am today. But it's like it's like even like when how long was the period is for you where you never had a child in your life?
So it was probably just under a year or a year, and it was rough because I see so much out already. And that's my first child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And somebody just having that power just to take them and to say, "Yo, you're not seeing them no more."
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
But then you got another man around you.
Yeah.
I don't even know this man was around.
This is what I mean.
So right now that anger what's in me is different.
Yeah.
So right now I've got a different kind of anger towards you and that man. So that man better never see me in a you understand me? That man better never see me, you know? Because it's a different, and when I'm out seeing this man drive past, this man's having the cheek to beep on and yell me up and them things. Yo, more random now the catch.
But I suppose that was just a younger Benji.
It was the younger
reacting.
Do you know what I mean?
Because every reaction is a reaction, innit? Because when you look at it, it's like another man fault. Then she never let the man in the house and when reaching the house.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Ego, innit?
Yeah, of course.
Egotistical
Maturity as well.
Yeah. And you know, once at the end of it, it was my auntie. Do you know what I mean? Who's passed away now. Do you know what I mean? God rest her soul. My auntie Nolian. And she was also my daughter's godmother as well.
See.
And you know, one day she just went up there to the house, you know, because she said, I'm sick of this. And she went up to the house and said to my daughter's mom, I said, yo, listen, taking the youth and I'm bringing it to her dad. And she picked up the youth and I'll never forget, I was in the house. I didn't even know she'd done it. And it was about 7 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock, it was there. Boom, 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 boom. When I looked at my door, my daughter's there, just come running in, little weekend bag. I said, hey, take her out. Bring her back on Sunday.
See, mine was more difficult than that. So with my daughter, it was 12 years. 12 years that I didn't see her. And it was COVID, taking Cairo to the dentist. And it was when you had to wear the mask. So I've parked up the car now. So I've parked on crooks and you know, say you have to pay everywhere around this. So I said, I'm not paying, you know, I just park up the car, you get me, I got run, got dentist and forward back. So I got halfway down the road, forgot the mask, bro. So anyways, I've had to turn back for this mask because you can't go into the building without the mask. So as I'm turning back now, I've seen this person walking towards me. And you know, when you're in your head, I say, yo, I know what that person is, I know where that person is from. But because when I didn't see her, she was, and then now she's breasts and shape and all kind of thing and blah, blah, blah. But what drawn me to her, because she was quite a distance away, was she walked like my mom. She looked like my mom. Her features was my mom. So it's like I was seeing my mom in a younger version, but it didn't click in my head at the time that I was seeing my mom in a younger version. It was afterwards. You get me? And then when I got up to her now, I got close up to her and I'm like, yo, it's Lily. And she ran to me, I ran to her, and she grabbed all of the back of my shirt and she never said nothing, but in her head it was like, I've been waiting so long to see you, you know, bro. Like, where have you been? You get me? And at the time when I seen her, I was rushing to go to the dentist with Cara because I'm now late because I forgot this mask. She's on her way to school, so she's rushing and she's like, Dad, I really want to spend more time with you, but I'm late. You know, I didn't even got a number. We didn't even change number. Bear in mind, I had seen this dude for so long, you know. And you know, when I realized I didn't have the number, when I'd been to the dentist and got in the car and driving home, and I'm like, yo, dad, me never get the pitney number. Oh, me I got a link car now. You get me? And one of my sisters must have went to a netball competition and bumped into the younger one. Got her number, and then passed me the number. And then when I would start texting them at first, they didn't really respond. Or they respond 3 days after, or 4 days after. And I'm like, rah. So in my head, I felt like, as these kids just forgot about me, like they don't even know who I am. That's what that made me feel like. You get me? And I'm like, Chano. But I'm starting to question in myself, like, what else could I have done? You get me? Because we can sit here all day and we can blame the mom and say the mom did this and the mom did that and the mom did blah, 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 blah. But you said something earlier where you said about accountability. And I think turning 40 has made me realize that, yo, you need to take accountability for your actions, bro, because you did some things what annoyed these people. You get what I'm saying? But back on the topic of what I was saying is when my daughter came around now and we got into conversation, and I'm saying to her, like, she's talking to me and she's like, Dad, because she was a bit upset with her mum. And I was always trying to just talk positive towards her mum, because at the end of the day, even though I didn't see her for that period of time, they were in school, she was in sixth form, they're both in uni now. As much as I would like to take credit for all of that, I can't take credit for it. Not because I chose not to be there, that choice was taken away from me. Now, I can bash your mum all I want and I can say all the nasty things I want, but where's that gonna get me? And that's gonna make you pre me, you get me? So when I sat down and I'm reasoning with her, and she said to me, she says, I don't understand how you talk good about my mum, my mum don't talk nothing, good about you. And I'm like, that's growth, I think. You get what I'm saying? Because even then I still didn't go into the bashing of mum. I said, I think I've just grown. I says, not seeing you for that period of time, I've cried, I've laughed, I've acted out a character, I've acted angry, and I'm just at the other side of that now. You get me? And I have to appreciate her, because she made me know some of my swimmer them could have swim. She turned me into a dad. Nobody else is ever going to be able to do that for me, isn't it? So I have to appreciate her for that, and the fact that even though...
Beautiful daughters, isn't it?
Beautiful daughters who are doing amazingly well in university, bro. So
I don't get on with them and we don't get on with them.
That's not my business. That's
still have to give appreciation.
Still have to give appreciation, and you get what I'm saying. And like I said, it's because turning 40 has brought me to a stage where I'm accepting accountability for things I've done, and it's another chapter. You get me? And it's like sitting down and bashing this woman all the time. It's like my kids are gonna pre me differently. You get me? And it's not gonna get me anywhere, and I'm just gonna get upset with myself over and over and over and over again. So it was just one of them ones where you just had to I had to grow up now, fam. You have to grow up. You see me? It's like the latest thing. My daughter's gonna kill me for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But the latest thing is when she was graduating the other day, and 2025 has been good to me, dog. Graduate, fly pump, yeah, all kind of things. But anyways, we went to the graduation, and all she wanted from that graduation was a mum and dad photo.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And mum refused.
Oh, that's rough.
I was willing. I was like, I'll take it. I'm not bothered. I'll do this for you. I will have a full-blown conversation with your mum if that makes you get me, kind of good for you, and today's your day. And the fact that a mum refused to do that, I felt like, I thought we was growing. You know what I mean? I thought we was getting older, and this woman's older than me as well. You get what I'm saying? So I thought we was growing, and this is not to bash her or to make her feel any kind of way. It was just like, that was her day, and I just wanted to make that day about her, and for her to be, yeah, my mum turned up.
Pain's different though as well.
That is true. That is true, but I've tried to see it from her perspective as well, as in, because for my daughter to be 21 and for you to still feel that kind of way is like, what did I do that was so wrong? Or what did I do that was so bad? And I tried to reach out so me and her could kind of meet up and, we put our cards on the table and you take what you agree with and blah, 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 blah. But again, she wasn't willing to do that. But again, that made me look into myself and think, I must have done something to this woman, but I just can't think what this thing is. And whatever it is, and if you're watching, my apologies. I am sorry. I'm accepting, I've grown. You get me? I've turned into a man now. You get me? So I've grown for that. So that was hard for me, bro. That was hard for me.
We carry that emphasis, we carry pain in different ways, isn't it? Because, for instance, going back to me, growing up with no dad, when I was younger, it was like, quite a few of my friends and family members grew up with no dads, you know what I mean? So it was the norm, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then when I did see one or two friends who did have dads, you know what I mean? It was like, why? It was more so when I was playing basketball, you know what I mean? You see the dads bringing the sons and stuff like that, and when you're leaving to go home and you see the dads picking up the sons in the yard there, walking home and you're on some dark roads, you're matching up school, walking, with the 60 bus and they've gone beep and drove off, and it's like, why? Wish my dad could have something like that for me. So it was like, you know what I mean? He was kind of pining for a dad. Later on, as I got older, and then I think it's when I had my first child, I think that's where it kind of turned into, because before it was love, wanting that dad. I think when I had my first child, even more so, I think when I had my son. Yeah. When I had my son, I said to myself, you know what? I hate this man. Do you know what I mean? I woke up one day and I said, I hate this man. Yeah. The way the love I've got for my kids. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Trust me. I hate this man. I hate him. Do you know what I mean? So it turned into hatred. And the fact that my mum had it kind of rough as well as a single parent. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, this man calls, what if I hate her for this man? Do you know what I mean? And I think it's when, even when he passed away, You know what I mean? Even when my dad passed away. Yeah, passed away good, what was it, about 10 years now, something around them times. And even when he passed away, it was still more of a, like, my grandma telling me, say, yo, my dad's dying and must go up there and see him in the hospital, where I went, where I'm going? I only went there because I went for my grandma for respect and love of my grandma. You know what I'm saying? When he passed away, it was still an anger. I cried when he died, you know.
Of course, man, of course.
I cried out of anger. I didn't get to tell you what I wanted to tell you. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was them kind of feelings there. But it's all like now, do you know what I mean? Later on down in life, and I said to myself, well, you know what? You have to let them things go, you know. Of course you do, man. Cut all on to
I remember saying, if you do a canon on that day, one of them. So I forgive, if I ever not that forgive.
Yeah.
Flowers with flowers.
So when it's looking, I think, you know what? I don't know what. When I hear certain stories now about his upbringing, do you know what I mean? Like his mum went around. It was just his dad, and his dad he grew up with his dad.
It's mad, innit?
And he was a bit rough with his dad, do you know what I mean? Dad very strict, and do you know what I'm saying? So I think when he had a child or had started having his kids,
He just
don't even know how to be a dad, you know what I mean? The man just think we just have youths and the mothers just take care of him, you know what I mean? So when you start delving and looking into it, you're thinking, I said that man probably didn't even know how to be a dad himself, you know?
That's it. But that makes you pretty different now, though.
Yeah, because you're going around, you're telling everybody else around, I love my son, and I'm proud of my son, I love my son. It's what everybody's telling me, do you know what I mean? But you never showed me this. You understand me? You never showed me
But
this.
you think, because obviously having kids to different women, you know that sometimes women can be petty. And I'm not saying that your mom was, but do you think he was facing any difficulties from that side of things where mom made it difficult? I mean, I said them old school parents and they really stop pitting man Francis Pitney or whatever, but obviously everybody's got their own thing in it. So do you think that difficult?
No, I don't believe my mom. I don't believe my mom stopped him from seeing me. No, I don't believe that. But I know my mom can be, you know, she can be a atted. She can be a real atted, you know what I'm saying? She can be a real atted. So I don't believe, and I believe he was just didn't want to deal with that.
So you stayed away from
dealing with that, man. Do you know what I mean?
But then you suffered through it. Your brother suffered it.
You suffer.
So that's why you never saw it. I mean,
your father, our magnificent father, the man they run up and down pan pitch, the man they drive car across Ecclesfield School. Yo, remember one man in the man the holiday, the man comment, man, can you go to my dad's and wake my dad up and tell him that he needs to go and get the law now. Fam, I went round to the yard, and knocked on the door, woke this man up out of his sleep. I felt so bad, you know. But because Infa asked me if I do it, I can't not do it. So I went to the door and I was at the door like this. Should I knock? Because early hours of the morning, so anyways, I knocked. And father said, yo, the man got up, bro. When I told you, the man was ready. The man was ready and he went and did what Infa did what he needed to do for Infa. So I always admire Infa's dad.
100%.
You get me? Because even a big...
Up to that man, like I said, yo.
Fam.
I wish I'd never done like that, man.
You know, I've never exchanged words with him. Because it's not... To me anyways, he don't come across as a talkative person. But when it comes to supporting this man sat right here, hats off to him. Anything this man did, you know, bro.
I always remember one night at Temple. I'll never forget this night. I was at Temple now, that was nice. And I hear somebody shout, "Help!" So I'm thinking, wait, is the white rum flying on me, I'm hearing things, you know what I mean? I hear this help again, and when I look behind, near the speaker box, I see the top box jumping off on Danny Rich.
Trying to catch it.
I was trying to catch him up. So I jump over the back here, I can push up the box now. I said, Danny Rich, I was trying to push up the box and BS jerk it off and but I just looked and I thought, yeah, man, you know, Infa's dad is just always there, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Man's always
so,
there.
Obviously, Infa can only talk about his relationship. You know what I'm saying? But from what I visually saw, that man was always there.
The only thing I can say is he's my best friend.
Yeah.
He really is. As a kid, obviously, my mum would cuss and stuff as well. And I understand in terms of where she's like, you're not his friend, you're his dad. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes you have to find that balance and stuff. But I tell him not all the time, but on a regular basis, that he's not allowed to die before I do. It's in his contract, So all the plaudits I get, 90% of it is not possible without him. Football, DJ, music, etc. he's the backbone. Yeah.
Grow. So how that made you in terms of, do you father like how he fathers you now, having your own children?
I think we made similar mistakes as well, because same with more so with Delano. I think again, not spoiling him, but was more interested in being his friend and being his parent. You might disagree and say, no, you're still restricting, you know what I mean? Because obviously you only see it from your own perspective. But again, when we were talking about understanding and stuff, I was like, as a kid, I always said my dad was my first superhero, because you have them on a pedestal, do you know what I mean? But then at the same time, it kills you when you see the mistakes or the frailties or the flaws, and it's like, how could you are my Superman, so how can you? And then as we get older as parents, as adults, it's like, fair enough, I understand, you know what I mean? And stuff. So I think scenarios, situations like that has definitely kept us close, and he's definitely had a massive influence in terms of how I parent my kids. The same way I was talking about, I'd argue with Andrew in terms of letting Delano have his friends over and stuff, etc. My dad was the same. Can Daniel Palmer come over? Come on, go to Sheffield United games, and my dad would picking up kids and stuff. Rondell and Benjamin Grant, when Sunday morning playing with Pro Second Pumas, he would go and pick Rondell and what you call it, and Benji up. So at the same time you see me getting my van and going and picking up kids, I'm obviously influenced because that's what he did back in the day, you know what I mean? So it's
the other thing, our topic I wanted to touch on, and that's because it's one that it's a battle that I'm currently fighting, is I mean obviously I know about Andrew, and obviously condolences, and you know, you have a baby mom. Like, how is your relationship with your kid's mom that you're no longer with?
When me and Andrew had broken up, there weren't a great deal of time before obviously she got sick and stuff. But even in that period, there were some positive conversations between us over the kids with like Delano and Andre and stuff. With Rain's mom, it's all good. She helps me out sometimes in terms of picking up the kids that live near Rain for football and stuff. That network, as you know, with junior football, parenting, working together and stuff. When we have the Christmas parties at Sadaka, she helps like run the food and stuff. But at the same time, there's always going to be some. Not always. There can be some situations where you don't see eye to eye. Like for example, I took him to London yesterday. We got back in the early hours of morning. Football's not till 12. We've only got 9 man, and it's 9 aside, and she's put his sick in the group. And I wanted to cuss. I'm saying to her, it's not cold, Benji. Do you know what I mean? It's not what you call it. It's for anything. The game will probably help you. You get the goal, but you know that. She said, however, after football, because she sent me a message, can I drop some cowpole off? So after football, I went to open the door and I saw his face. I was like, okay, yeah, he should eat. Even if we come out to the house, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, just like any relationships, even if you're with your partner or not with your partner, with any relationship, there's going to be good and there's going to be times when you see eye to eye and times when you don't. Ultimately, you just, especially for the sake of your kid, trying to make it work best you can. Obviously, the situation you was in where she didn't get to get the mum and dad photo and stuff, there's going to be scenarios where it doesn't pan out. You just have to, take the rough with the smooth.
True. You, really? First male mother, real young. 19, 20 when we had a child. Both of us were young. Do you know what I mean? So it never was gonna. We're gonna be honest, it was never gonna pan out where we was gonna get married or something. It wouldn't happen like that. do you know what I mean? And we're young, innit? We're up and down, brother. We're up and down, you know what I mean?
True.
You know what I mean? Stop me from seeing child and she's finding new man and blah de blah and you know what I mean? So there was a lot of anger there, a lot of falling out throughout my daughter's life, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of anger there. But then when I grow up and look at things now, do you know what I mean? I think, you know what, like I said, that word accountability means a lot, do you know what I mean? And sometimes we have to be accountable for our actions as well, do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Caused people to behave a certain way, do you know what I mean? You know what? If I weren't really behaving like that, I'm not saying how they dealt with it was right, but they may not have dealt with things that way, do you know what I mean? We're good now.
See, for me now, because I live with my youngest mom, but my other two baby moms is they both refuse to have any kind of co-parenting relationship. Should I say that?
With you or
with me?
Okay.
Like refuse to talk to me in any way, shape or form. And in some ways, I feel like I'm being served a disservice because so you've got the man who's probably not as present as say us three man in our kids' life. Like you're always at the side of the football pitch. You're the same. I'm the same. You know what I mean? We support them in everything that they do. Like I do everything for my young. When I say everybody lives under my roof, you get me? So I do everything for them in regards to when they lose them teeth. First day at school, first this, first that. You get me? So in guys, I feel like I'm the polished dad if you get where I'm coming from. So I thought that would be a reason for them to think, you know what, let me just work together with this man. And because like you said earlier, we're our kids' first role model. So if we can't teach them how to be adults, if we can't teach them how to get along with each other, where are they going to learn that from? You get me? So hence why I asked the question, because I would love to have that co-parenting. Because like my eldest is 21. Me and her mom should be able to say, I go and know everything good, man. Or the man I treat you, and you know, these are the conversations we're supposed to be able to have. But I feel like we live in a society where the man them that don't care, them get the praises. Come take your pitney, man. Come. And I feel like you see us, the men who even show that little bit of yo, we care. I feel like we get the most fight. But I can only talk from my perspective, and I've spoke to a couple of other man them that's in similar situation to me, and they get that similar feedback as well. And I just think, boy, the world are one different kind of place. Isn't it, dog? It's like it's not a level playing field. No matter what you do, or even if you do the best thing in life, it's like you're still getting the bash. You get what I'm saying?
A lot of similarities, but ultimately every scenario is different. Every scenario is different. Benji's scenario is different from mine. Mine's different from yours. While some things will correlate and be on the same level, there's going to be a lot of things that are different. I mean, it's not, if there's a problem with rain, I'd like to think Claudine's comfortable enough to call me to say, this is what's happening with him, with his son, and blah, 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 blah. It's not great that obviously that it seems you don't have that scenario with, obviously with your baby moms, but each scenario and each situation life offers different challenges. So unfortunately, sometimes you just got to deal with the cards that you dealt with, play with the cards that you dealt with, make the best out of every situation you can do.
I mean, for the youngest two baby mothers, they were fine. When I went together, they were fine. Starting from seeing the kids, they was encouraged. Me and my son's mom used to go football together. Even when we were together, we go football together. Do you know what I mean? And there's been rough times, you know what I mean, fallouts and stuff like that. But come Christmas, come birthdays, we went halves on things. And, you know what I mean? I've always just, especially with him being a boy as well. Like, because even when we were together, it was like every weekend. Or anything parent season, anything at all, swimming lesson, you know what I mean, dancing, whatever. I always tried to be there because I remember that feeling of not having my dad there. So I always just said to him, he was going to have me there. You know what I'm saying? When he looks up, when he gets a tackle or when there's something wrong, the coach cuss him, you can look up and see his dad there. Do you know what I mean? So I always tried to make sure I was there. There's times when we can't be there, do you know what I mean?
There's times.
So my daughter as well, do you know what I mean, her mum. Praises to both their moms, do you know what I mean? They weren't difficult in that way. They always encouraged me, do you know what I mean? Until the carton, if I couldn't make it due to work or whatever, they'd cuss me. Do you know what I mean? So that's why enough times playing out music, we're leaving dances at 5, 6 in the morning, bro. We've got to be
Beside the football pitch.
We've got to be in Newcastle at 10. So I'm pulling over. I'm whoever's driving. I'm in the car. I'm asking them to pull over because I need to vomit. Do you know how I'm thinking? I'm on to anything where I come out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, do you know what I mean? But always, do you know what I mean? They was good in that sense. They always they was always on my back as well. Like, yo, this is happening, you know. Yeah. Make sure you're there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I gotta give them their praise.
See, when I hear conversations like that, I'll say envy for lack of a better word, because I'll just love to have that, bro. And I'm not giving up on the mums and stuff like that. And it's constant work in progress.
Is that don't exactly what you just said. Don't give up. Things might change in the future.
Yeah. Because I just want to be the best dad that I can be, but in all aspects of being a dad, not just showing up or not just providing the money or not just taking me to football or take me to practice. Like, I want my kids to look at me and say, you know, like you said, your dad's a superhero. I want my kids to look at me and say, yo, my dad's my superhero. They might do, they've not said it to me. You get me? So they might well think that, but that's what I want to do. But I want them to be able to look at my dad and say, you know what, my dad tried. It's like, the other day we went to the eldest in Manchester, because you know when them there when I try to teach them for cook. No, that they wake up too early. By the time me wake up, you're done cook already. So they was like, oh, come down and cook. So I loaded up everybody else, went down and was in the flat and we're cooking. And you know when you just hear them talking in the background and they're like, my dad's always so positive, you know. He's always so positive towards things, and you know what I mean? He always turns up for us and this, that and the other. And in a way, I kind of got a little bit emotional, you get me? Because I'm like,
nice to hear.
You know what I mean? Because like I'm just turning up and doing what I'm supposed to do. You get me? And I'm not even thinking of is anybody noticing? Is anybody? You get me? But just to hear them just naturally without us even having a conversation about it, just to naturally hear them say that, it was like, wow, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. So that's why when it comes to being a dad, I want to be a dad, an all-rounded dad. You get me? I don't want to just be dad. Oh, dad can have 20 quid. You get me? I want to be dad. If I'm going through some issues. Dad, you know, so I'm going through X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah. So that's why I try to understand my kids from a perspective of they are my kids, but they are their own people as well. So they are going to make decisions and they are going to do things that I'm not going to agree with. But it's the question I'm asking myself is, how do I turn up for them in a way for them not to feel like, yo, my dad was being too hard on me or my dad was being too rough on me and things like that. You get me? So again, hearing your man stories and hearing this has been an amazing thing really, because every man's going through the same thing. We're just going through it in a different place and you know and a different versions. So it's been good to hear, man, and it's been good to have you, man, you know, on the show, and you get me, and dealing with it for me like that, bro, man. But before we leave or before we wrap it up, what advice do we have for the younger generation of dads coming up, based upon what we've gone through, just to help them? Because obviously I'm wanting this to reach far and near, you get me, and there's no youths out there that are struggling with the role of being a dad. What's one thing that we can leave them with, one gem?
I'll say infant's gonna go deep in. I was gonna say, for young dads growing up, just be consistent. Do you know what I mean? Just be consistent. I think that's the key thing. Just be consistent. Turn up. Just be there. True. It's not easy. There's no book. There's no rule book on how to be a dad, you know. You're gonna go through your own trials and tribulations. Just turn up, just be consistent, and just be there.
That's it. I like that. The thing I'd say is, it's going to be difficult, but try to understand that your parents aren't perfect. They've got flaws. They will make mistakes, and the older you get, the more you will understand them, and just try to be understandable in terms of the mistakes that they make. So understand that your parents aren't perfect, and try to, the quicker you accept that or understand that, the quicker you'll understand that as well.
Well, my advice is, going on what I said before, is just try to understand them for their own people. You get me? Like, I've got Lily, Ellie, Kyra, Sean, Josiah, and Jason, and they're all 6 different individual people. Like, I've had to parent. Sometimes I feel like I'm 6 different parents. Because the big people, them have got to parent on a different kind of way. And the like a teenager, them have got to a different kind of way. And then the 12 and the 14-year-old, they're a different kind of parenting. So sometimes I feel like I'm 6 different people. Because these big ones, I can't talk to them like I talk to these, little ones. And then these bigger ones, I can't talk to them, you know what I mean? So sometimes I feel like that's a very challenging thing. And I'm working on it, and I think I'm getting better at it. You get me? And like you said, I'm just remaining consistent and persistent with it and just try to understand them from an all-rounded perspective. So, yeah, man. But today's been good. Yeah. Respect for coming. Yeah, I appreciate you, man, for that. I'm proud of you. You get me? And you get me? and just keep doing it, man, and keep pushing, man. You get me? And you know what I mean? And when this goes out, just mash up the place with it. You get me? And send it out everywhere. You get me? You see me?
It's the King Spears.
The King Spears. You get me? That's it. You get me? Yeah. So King Spears, first episode. Next episode loading up soon. Look out for you people. You get me? It'll be on Instagram. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on all of them platforms. Everywhere. It's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, man, we need some more merchandise, man. We need some caps. We need some t-shirts. We need some hoodies.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry, man. The cushion them. I chose the cushion at the delivery date. Because I was supposed to have some cushions as well in it, but the delivery time didn't come in time. But that's it. So we're building as we go along, man. So all of them things in the process. So again, man, respect and manners, man, and thank you for coming out. And thank to the film crew as well. These young boys, helping us out. You get what I'm saying? So well done. Thank you. Peace. Yeah, man. Respect.
Yeah, man.